Hey, what's up, team? Jason Brown here, coming to you midday for power lunch. I guess I don't know what we'll call this. Listen, market, you gotta respect this level and potential rollover. When you see what happened before, I'm not saying we go get a move all the way back down here, but you gotta respect that. Again, we got trade war issues resurfacing, and previously before that you had the Fed that said something that kind of made a little sell off, and then you had trade war. Boom. Same thing happened this week. You had the Fed speak about right here on this black candlestick, not this white one, but you had the Fed speak, and then we had boom, 2 days of a pullback, sell off, whatever. And now you got Trump with the trade war right here. And so I mean, you can't really refute we're at all-time highs. That's non-debatable, all-time highs. And so if nothing else but for profit taking, you're going to have a little bit of selling going on. But you mix profit taking at all-time highs with trade war fears or issues again. And I just think we'd be silly not to, make sure we're careful with our bullish positions, but more importantly, consider having some potential bearish position. Let's just look at the comp Q. Same thing. If you zoom out, you can see this is where it started to roll over, and we don't want to get caught off guard. And so what that means for you, if that means closing out your trades, if that means sitting on the sidelines until the smoke clears, whatever not getting caught off guard means for you, you need to be paying attention and making sure you don't get caught off guard and you don't see your account go to zero trying to be a hero right now in this balance of uncertainty. Let's look at the Dow Jones real quick. Same thing. You see the rollover here, kind of tapped once, tapped twice, tapped out. Does that make sense? So I feel like I'm seeing the same thing. Tap once, tap twice, and we're starting to potentially get the rollover. Now, again, don't know that it's going to come all the way down here. But could it come back to here or here or here? Perhaps. Perhaps. All right. So let's talk about some potential trades. All right. We already know that MGM, today it broke down and is. Let me bring the chart over, the live chart. Let's see if I can move this over. There we go. And so you see if we zoom out, right, gap down, and this is kind of how it's trading. Yes, we got some time left on the day, but this is a slow mover, and the whole goal of this is that it's probably going to continue to slowly fall 50 cents, 30 cents, right? And that's what you want to see. You want to see it to continuously fall until it gets down here. And if it reverses, you want to have a stop or something, probably right above here. Let's make it this arrow. All right. So you don't really want to see this come back up, reverse, and close back above like this 26 here. You really don't want to see it come back above 25.70 actually, but you can give it a little grace. But let's move it down to here. All right, now let's look at another trade that I think we want to pay attention to. Semiconductors are probably going to get hit or starting to get hit. So I was looking at semis. I looked at AMD. Didn't really break down yet, but I looked at Micron. I'm looking at this one, and I like to zoom in, and I say, do you kind of see an area of resistance? I do. Maybe you see it. You see it hit right there, sold off. Hit right there, sold off. Gapped up, ran up, sold off. Sold off, sold off. And so if we zoom out, you can pretty much see where it's like running into resistance, running up to resistance, running up to resistance, ran up to resistance, right? And it looks like an indication that the stock could be rolling over. When you zoom in on the moving averages here, it looks like, well, for sure, it broke the 200 today. Let's see if it closes down below the 200, but it for sure broke the 200, broke the 50. And so you can kind of see this thing rolling over. I think the semis are probably going to get hit if, you know, this trade stuff goes through on Tuesday. It's already been going sideways, doing nothing, coming out of its downtrend. When you look at Micron today, let me bring over the live chart. All right, so this is Micron. If you zoom out a little bit, you can see it gapped down, sold off, and it's just kind of doing nothing. I think that's going to be indicative of what this stock's going to do over the next few days. And this thing had $1 drop just today. And when you look at the options that's available, let's look at the options on Micron. When you look at the options that's available, I mean, you could really get pretty cheap put options. When I say cheap, you're talking right here. Look at the 44 put options, even just for 11 days. You're talking $3.23. But before today, this was about almost $2.20. So it just picked up 80 cents just today with that dollar fall. If you want a little bit more time, you can go out further and let's see. But I think this is short-term playing right now. This whole trade war, I don't know that I would play this too long to the downside. But the point is, I think for the next few days, today's Tuesday, I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't see anything changing the sentiment to switch the market to go bullish with what's going on with, you know, all-time highs, and then the Trump administration saying for sure Friday tariffs are going to go into effect. And all you need next is for Chinese to cancel their upcoming meeting. And it's like, things are really bad. It's worse than we thought. They're not even coming anymore. I don't know. If I just take my feelings out of it and look at the chart, it looks like the S&P's rolling up. I'm not trying to spook anybody. I'm just calling the chart for what I see. All-time highs, all of these rolling over. So again, if you look at Micron, you look at the moving averages, it just broke. If it can close down below the 200 today, and as we speak, I'm watching the real-time charts. Just an increase in volume, selling going on. It doesn't look good. All right, so that's, you got MGM, you got Micron. Let's look at CRM. Okay, CRM got punished down $5 today. You know, at minimum, all right, it would have been nice to short it up here, but at minimum, I think CRM can fall back down to this level at minimum. So you got from 157 to about, you know, almost 152, 153. So another $3 to $4 drop. And if things get bad, and this breaks down out of the Bollinger Band and breaks down support, it could possibly fall down here to the 200-day moving average. And so that would give you a nice bearish short-term trade here. So let me bring CRM into the picture. So look at Micron. I mean, it's selling off as we speak. So I like that for a put option trade. CRM, you can see this thing just sold off. And now it's kind of flatlining. But even if this recovers like it did the other day, we woke up today to it. I mean, let me zoom back. So you go back here and you're like, it gapped down, then it recovered, right? And so like, oh, you're excited, only for this thing to gap down again and fall $5. And so when you look at the chart of CRM, don't be fooled. I like Salesforce, but what keeps happening each day? Down, rebound, down, right? So trust the channel. This is a channel in stock. And I believe the channel's coming back down to about 143, which gives us a little bit of opportunity. So look at CRM, and this is all short-term stuff. So you got to have a stomach, so to speak, for short-term trading. I think for the rest of the week, you don't even go further than May 11th, right? Or May 17th. I think the stock is headed down. Look at the put option side. You look at the 162.50. You're only paying $1.08 for time over 600. You could look at the 165 as well. You're talking about something that can fall potentially $4. So even if you're going with this option, which is about $8 and it falls about $4, you should pick up potentially about a 50% move on that. And again, as I'm recording this, let me zoom in here. I don't see it coming back. I really don't. And then they have earnings on like the 28th. I don't see this rebounding before earnings. You got volume starting to increase as it's selling off. So I don't see it rebounding before earnings. I just don't. Okay. Twilio is holding up still in this market, but we got to be careful. I'm just curious what Etsy is doing. I would be closing these out. Now with Twilio, I like this still. You heard my thesis on it last night. I still like Twilio, but could it potentially pull back in the wake of all this BS? Yeah. So I think you got to stay long-term vision on it. But if it shows more weakness, it may be an opportunity to close out and buy it back at a lower price. Or if you're not in it, it may give you an opportunity to buy in if it pulls back and bounces off this. Now, let me give you some sector trade ideas as well. So look at the XLK. XLK starting to roll over. Look at the QQQ starting to roll over. When I say roll over, it's rolling over. What you're looking for is at the break support right there on the Qs. And then look at the XLK. You're looking for it to break support down here. But I think waiting for it to break support, you may be, what's the word? I think there's an opportunity to be early to the party. And I think by the time it breaks support, I don't want to say you'll be late to the party, but it looks like breaking support may be inevitable. So it may not be a bad idea if you want to go with the sector versus the individual stocks. Now, if you look at, for example, let me go with Micron. And then if we go with the semiconductor equipment, you can see starting to break down as a sector. And then let's go with non-equipment. You can see this thing totally broke down, kind of found some support around the 20, broke down. So I think you could short the semiconductor sector as well. But I think tech, big picture, XLK, QQQ, I think we're going to see a potential drop out of these stocks. Well, you're already seeing these stocks drop. In fact, let me just bring this over one more time. CRM continuing to sell off. MGM getting worse, down 71 cents. Micron, forget this little green blip. I think the direction is down. I was also looking at UPS for a possible short, but let me bring up one more that I think you should pay attention to, and that is ExxonMobil and Vallejo Energy. So I looked at ExxonMobil. I'm looking at this thinking, okay, if this is a channel in box, right? It's kind of coming down here to the bottom. So if this is truly a channel in box, this has room to fall from 76 to 68, about 8 points. That's on the weekly chart. If I go to the daily, you can clearly see broke the 200-day, first of all, earnings behind us, broke the 200-day moving average. You got the 10 crossing down through the 20 to 50. We talked about this in the moving average masters class. I think you got a scenario where you're starting to see this thing potentially, it's rolling over, period. It's not, maybe it's not. It's rolling over. If you zoom out, this is your resistance up here, right? It's pretty much close enough to it and starting to roll. And so I was looking at ExxonMobil and decent options. Let me see. I got it written down here. It looks like the 80 June puts. I'm not sure why I went. Is that June? Yes. June 80 strike price puts. And I was looking at this 8,000 open interest. Look at this. Only about $4. Well, just say $5. It's $4.85. $5 basically. And you got till June. So 46 days. And this thing could potentially fall from 76 down to 68. That's an 8-point drop on something that we're looking at paying $5 for. I think that's a decent trade. Let me bring this back over here and let me take Chipotle out. I was bullish on Chipotle, but no, I'm not. So if you look at ExxonMobil and you zoom out, you can see what's been happening over the past few days. This is a daily chart, intraday chart. So you see what's been happening. And then if you kind of, let me zoom into today, you got this gap down, kind of recovered, but now you're starting to see it roll over again. All right. So I think we'd be silly not to have some potential bearish trades working for us. I know I grabbed some put options on MU. I'm already in MGM. CRM, looking to short that one too. So just because I'm looking to short it doesn't mean I'll be right. But I am sharing with you what my thought process is right now with the market and with things selling off. I think we got some opportunity to the downside. I'll let you know if I find some other ones, but I wanted to shoot this quick video midday, show you the ones I found and show you my thought process and ideas. We don't want to get caught off guard. Whatever that means, whether that's being able to position yourself for the bearish trades, whether that mean closing out some bullish trades and protecting yourself, selling some out of the money options. Do not be a fool right now. All-time highs, trade war on the rise. Let's be smart. All right. So I'll get this video posted. Feel free to drop your comments below. Let's either protect ourselves or let's make some money if you feel like partying with some of these bearish trades. All right. I'll see you guys in the forum.